and I need to dump my tanks. There's a free place along the way. So I walked out of my doctor's appointment before it was done. Sometimes clearings like this in the desert can indicate that I'm kind of up on a mesa, so I'm hoping this will give me a way down.
There ain't nobody gonna do it for you. You got to find your own.
I gotta put my shoes on. Oh, you're in my seat. But you're in my seat. But you're in my seat. Oh, I know. I love you. But you're in my... we can't go outside if you're in my seat. Thank you. I love the kisses. Want to give me more kisses? Give me kisses. Oh, I love you so much. Oh, I love you so much. Can you get down so I can put my shoes on? No? You're just gonna sit there? Okay, I'll sit over here. I've been here 6 months. Yeah, I've been traveling around all over southern Nevada, but I have been in the same general area for 6 whole months. That's a long time for me. I am itching to get back on the road and start heading northeast. I love the desert. I love spending my winters here, but it's this time of year I start craving forest and trees.
Well, hello there, big fella. I've missed you so much. I've missed you so much.
And the sound of the wind through the trees. There is nothing like that, especially after you've been in the desert a while. So I have a few more things to take care of in my home base before I leave. Some doctor's appointments, DMV. You're a mess. Come on. And I've been keeping a close eye on the weather forecast because, of course, I can't move north until it starts warming up. I don't want to be traveling when it's still in the teens at night, so keeping a close eye out. The clock is ticking. I will soon be free. Are you hungry? Got some deliciousness. I also have another appointment for Sadie. We need to check her valley fever. Hopefully she's clear. She's been on the medication for more than a year and a half, so I'm hoping to be able to take her off that. And a couple vaccinations, especially lepto for the Northeast. So, taking care of business. Okay. Bye. You be a good girl. You be a good girl. You be a good girl. It's never easy leaving Sadie behind, whether I have a doctor's appointment. Well, my appointment was a half hour ago and I'm still waiting. A half hour is too long to wait after an appointment, especially with Sadie outside. Or I want to have a meal in a restaurant, or like today, I am going to go into town from camp and run errands with a friend. Bye. Bye. Okay, I'm ready to go. Sadie's going to be safe because I've got the Waggle pet monitor turned on. And check this out. I am able to keep an eye on her even when we're miles and miles away. We're going 20 miles into town to resupply today, and I am going to be able to monitor the temperature, the humidity, the heat index. I'm even going to be able to tell if my RV moves, which is really nice. And not only can I look at my phone to see what the state is inside my RV while I'm gone, but I can set alerts. So if I want the Waggle app to let me know if it gets up to like 85 degrees inside the RV, I can set a text alert for that, or the humidity, or the heat index. Check it out. There are a whole bunch of alerts. And the nice thing about Waggle is the Waggle app on your phone works on its own Verizon 4G signal. And Verizon is one of the most trusted, reliable cell phone services. It's the one I have on my cell phone. The Waggle pet monitor itself, using the Verizon 4G signal, completely independent of any of my electronics, will talk to the app on my phone while I'm gone. There's a lot of new features on their upgraded app, and that's why Waggle pet monitor is a must-have for anybody who lives in an RV or a van or a car or just loves to travel with their pet. And using my link in the video description below, you're going to get 60% off the Waggle pet monitor, so you never have to worry about leaving your beloved fur baby behind. It's going to give you peace of mind like you've never had traveling with your pet. So thank you, Waggle, for sponsoring today's video, and use the link in the video description below to get 60% off. And you better hurry because spring is starting this week and temperatures are already starting to rise. All right, let's get into town. Let's get this done. So it's kind of weird to go from boondocking like this, being out here in the middle of nowhere, to going into civilization for the day. I'm going into Vegas. Part of the reason I have been sticking around Nevada is just because I need to get my body maintenance done myself. Haven't been to the doctors. I haven't done all the stuff you're supposed to have done in years. I hadn't had a mammogram since I hit the road. I think 2016 was my last mammogram. It came out fine. And I mean, I work with a naturopath on things, and I haven't even talked to her in several years. So just taking care of maintenance, that's it. You know, blood work and stuff like that. My blood work is totally fine. My cholesterol's even down. So yeah, got one more appointment today, and it's at 10:45. I'm about an hour and 15 minutes from my doctor, and I need to dump my tanks. There's a free place along the way at a RV repair place, I think it is. So I'm gonna, you know, what is it, like 8:30 right now. So I'm gonna spend the day in Vegas. I'm gonna go get a vegan meal. I'm gonna go to PetSmart. I'm not doing Petco anymore because they don't align with my values, but PetSmart does, as does Chewy. I guess they're the same. So no more Petco for me. I'm doing PetSmart, and Sadie needs some food, so I'm gonna do that. Unfortunately, I can't swap out every product in my life for companies that align with my values. Starlink is a great example. There is no substitute at this time for Starlink, zero. And it would drastically change my life. It would reduce my freedom, and we all have to make choices based on our circumstances, and that's where I stand, and I am not looking for input. Using my go-to app, iOverlander, I found a dump station on my way to my appointments today on the northeast side of Las Vegas. It's the National Indoor RV Center, huge service center and sales of RVs, and they have a free dump station, free potable water. I know you guys call it potable. Potable sounds more right to me, so that's what I say. And even a small garbage can. So get that taken care of. Thank you, Indoor National RV Center. All right, so now on to the doctor. My first appointment, actually she's a nurse practitioner. My first appointment did not go great. It was just to establish care with a new primary care physician, and she wasn't very attentive. She didn't listen very well. On all of the pages of intake, there was 0 questions about family history, about what I eat, about whether I exercise, and yeah, so we're gonna give her another try and see how it goes. Oh, I was also there for 2 hours, and I saw her for maybe 10 minutes. Well, my appointment was a half hour ago, and I'm still waiting. I hate waiting. A half hour is too long to wait after an appointment. I walked out of my doctor's appointment before it was done. I do not like this doctor at all. She doesn't listen. They didn't ask any questions about my family history of anything on any of my intake. And she's shoving things down my throat without asking any questions, without asking, well, what else could we do? So my cholesterol is still, it's actually gone down from the last time, and it's kind of in the, it's not in the danger zone, it's in the middle zone. And she's like, I'm going to put you on medication. And I'm like, no, I don't want to be on medication. And she just wouldn't listen to me, didn't ask any questions. Is there a heart disease in your family? You know, and I work with a naturopath, and I'm going to call her. I'm going to make an appointment with her. And it's coming down. I don't know. She just didn't listen. I miss Kaiser so much. In California, I got really good care at Kaiser, and I had shitty ass care with every doctor in Nevada. So, God, how frustrating that just, and she was like combative about it. Like, okay, well, I'm going to put down that you refused it. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I said, I'm working on my diet. She's like, yeah. I mean, like, she's looking at me, like, judging me. And I was like, and it's coming down, which is a good trajectory. Well, only 2 points. Yeah, well, 2 points. So the thing is, the last time I had my cholesterol done, when it was higher, nobody said I needed to be on medication. So she pushed a colonoscopy on me. She's pushing medication on me. Even though the colonoscopy, you know, was like, why can't I just do the mail-in like everybody's doing? And she was adamant, no, that's shit. She didn't say that. That's not good. You have to have that. Oh, it was just terrible. Terrible.
Continue on Harry Reid Airport Connector.
So I can be convinced of things if there is a logical discussion and a logical explanation. But when somebody just completely shuts me down and won't even listen, I close off, and I'm like, so fuck you. You are not my doctor anymore. I will find another doctor who will at least have a conversation with me. Well, why don't you want to be on medication? What is it about the medication? Okay, you know what? If you're working on it, exercising and changing your diet, why don't we retest and we'll revisit in 6 months? That would be a rational conversation to have. Terrible. The thing is, my cholesterol is lower than it has been, and the last 2 doctors who did my blood work told me that it wasn't high enough to worry about, that it wasn't high enough to warrant medication, but to keep an eye on it. And the fact that it's going down, and she kept shoving medication down my throat without even listening to me, was just too much. So when she left the room, I walked out. and get this, my dear friend in San Francisco just got her blood work done too. Her cholesterol levels are the exact same as mine, and her doctor said, well, keep an eye on it, just watch your diet, you know, get rid of salt, plant-based, all the things that I already am. So her doctor said it's fine. The other thing about this doctor, in my first appointment, she was shoving colonoscopy down my throat. And that sounds gross, and I said, no, I want to do colon guard. I have no risk in my family. I have been plant-based for more than 12 years. I exercise regularly. I am not high risk. And she was adamant about, no, you need a colonoscopy. And like fear mongering and all of these stories. I went and looked it up, and the fact is fewer than 10% of women my age get colon cancer. And there is nothing wrong with colon guard if you have low risk. In fact, my friend in San Francisco, exact same age as me, her doctor said, you don't need a colonoscopy, colon guard is fine. So this doctor, I don't know what her deal is, but I'm done. I have to find another doctor. Are we going to PetSmart? Are we going to PetSmart? Ready? Come on. What do you think? You want to get a toy? Since we lost one? We had a rope with a ball on it that she loved, but it disappeared out of one of our camps. I looked everywhere for it and I could not find it. So we gotta get her another one. Do you want that one? You want this one? How about this one? Come on. Here. I know, it's so exciting, isn't it? I'm sharing all this with you for a couple of reasons. Number one, especially as women, and I know women of color really experience this as well, doctors don't listen to us. This is a female doctor. She's a Latina. And I figured when I chose her, I was like, a Latina woman, she's got to know what it's like to not be seen or heard. So I chose her on purpose, thinking that she would listen to me. And that's why I'm sharing this. We have to be advocates for our own health. We can't rely, especially on Western medicine. I do believe in some Western medicine, but here's what I think, especially about my cholesterol. If cholesterol gets high because of poor choices, not exercising, bad diet, why don't we cure it with better choices? Why do they automatically want to put you on medication? I don't believe in pills for everything. That's just not who I am. So I'm sharing it to let you know that you can have a voice. You can tell a doctor no. Ooh, look at this.
Turn left, then turn right.
And you have a responsibility to yourself to know your body, know your health condition, do the research, and find out what's best for you. And you do not necessarily have to take, you can always get a second opinion. You know, I mean, I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to tell you to ignore your doctor. I'm just saying that they don't know you like you do, and they may not even always have your best interest at heart. So I am sharing this because I want to encourage you to be your own healthcare advocate. Hi, just wanted to get for lunch. Thank you. I've been here once before. I had the pad thai, which was not great. It was too thick with just peanut sauce and not pad thai enough. Just heavy, thick peanut sauce and noodles. But I saw on the menu that they have a Reuben, and I love vegan Reuben, so I'm excited about trying that. We'll give them a second try. Okay, stop typing. Stop typing. I know I just talked about my cholesterol. This is something I do a few times a year. This is not how I normally eat. You guys know that because you see the food that I cook. But when I go out to eat, I do it so infrequently. When I go out to eat, I eat whatever I want. And they didn't have Reuben anymore, so I got a crispy baked chicken sandwich. It was pretty good. Stop typing.
Oh, it's nice and cool. Yeah, I found a nice shady spot. Mom had delicious lunch. I did. I'm very full. We're almost done. A couple more stops.
Which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
That was good though.
What you might have missed on the Mike and Carla Morning Show.
The other reason why I'm sharing this is because when you are choosing a domicile state, that is most likely where your home base is going to be for your health care. So do your research. Maybe visit a couple doctors in that state before you choose your domicile state, especially if you do have health conditions and you do you go to the doctors a lot. Luckily, I don't have to go to the doctors a lot. I am tied, because of my health insurance through my state, I am tied to Nevada right now for my health care. So if you are thinking about being on the road, if you are on the road and you're thinking about changing your domicile state, make sure you look into the health care, because I've had doctors both in Pahrump, and I thought small town, that's why they're not that great. So this time I ventured into Las Vegas and it wasn't any better. I've had a couple of good nurse practitioners for OBGYN stuff. They have actually been very good. I've had 2 really good nurse practitioners for OBGYN, but as far as general practitioners, I have not had any luck. So that's why I'm sharing this, just to educate, inform, inspire, motivate you to be your own advocate and do the research before you choose your domicile state if you're reliant on medical care. I'm ready to be done. You ready to be done? I got a couple more stops. And none of this was meant to be any medical advice at all. I am just sharing my experience and sharing my opinion. Good girl. Mostly, I just want to say sometimes doctors are wrong, and get a second opinion and be an advocate for yourself. That's all I'm saying. Not giving medical advice.
world, my feet will tell me where to go. I'm not afraid to step outside and see the world for what it is. No, spending all my time with people that I barely know. You may have thought that I was lost, but all I need is room to grow. I'm coming home to put a flower in your hand. Thought you should know. I'd rather be instead.
Hi, baby girl. We're almost done.
Sometimes I feel alone, you know it's me and my guitar. We're looking up at darling stars, singing where we supposed to go now. Tell me what you mean to me, and I'll build a house in Byron Bay, if that's exactly where you'll be. I'm coming home, put a flower in your hair. But you should know, there ain't no place I'd rather be instead. No.
Here, you want to sit right here?
Someone left some firewood behind, and there's no wind, so after a long day, I thought it would be nice just to have a little fire.
Hi, you'll be a very good girl. You got some treats?
See a dark spot up there. Is it moving? Let me get my binoculars. See it? Probably way. You probably can't see it. It's probably just a. There it is. You see it? Actually, it looks like a car. It's not a car. I don't know if it's a rock or a bush or a shadow. Could be a shadow. You know what I find interesting? And I'm thinking about my live stream the other night, and the questions I get asked a lot about, did RV-LIFE heal me? Did it make me stronger? I don't know, just a lot of questions about wanting to know, and this isn't a criticism, this is just an observation. A lot of questions wanting to put a purpose or a meaning behind to my RV life.
Like, everybody wants to give it some purpose or some meaning other than what it is. And that is just me living my true, authentic self. And I think for a lot of us who are out here, this is just who we were meant to be, you know. And as I travel, and especially recently, I did a video talking about the nomadic tribes who lived in the area that I was at. I think it was near China Ranch. And I thought, that's me. I think somewhere in my blood, in my DNA, I think we're nomads, because this is just, I didn't come out here to heal. I'd already started doing the work. I didn't come out here to find the meaning of life. I'd already found the meaning of life. And that was just to continue to learn about myself, to continue to grow and heal and evolve as a human being. And this is just how I live. I mean, asking me to put a purpose or a reason or a cause and effect, right, idea behind my RV life, it would be me asking you, well, did living in a house heal you? Did that heal you? Did that make you stronger? No, that's just the way you live. And I don't know, that was just a thought I had. I just think it's really interesting that everybody wants to, I think maybe for some people, they come out here to heal. I would offer, this may be not true, but I would offer that if people came out here for a purpose, other than to just live authentically, but a purpose. I need to escape something. I need to learn something. I need to experience something other than my authentic self. I would argue they probably wouldn't last 9 years, 100% full time. That they would get what they came out here for, and then they would move on to something else. And I'm not to say that I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life, but for me, this is just where I am, where I have been most comfortable, most fulfilled, content. I did that video a long time ago about how RV life gets boring for a lot of people, and there's definitely some truth to that. But what I have found is if I want to shake that up, all I have to do is travel more, learn more. For me, a lot of that boredom comes from just spending too much time in front of the computer. Maybe going to Mexico, that shook things up. That got me out of that rut that I was in. So, what was I saying about boredom? That this is the life that fulfills me and has kept me healthy and sober and clean. And so I just wanted to share that. When you guys, think about, if you dream about living this life or you are living this life, I want to hear from you. Like, was there a reason? Like, what were you hoping to get out of it? For me, I was just hoping to live the way I always wanted to live. I always wanted to live this way. I've told you guys the story. When I was a teenager, I dreamed of just hopping in my car and being like a Lifetime movie. I don't even know if we had that. I don't think we had Lifetime back then, but jumping in my car and waitressing from town to town. I wanted to be a nomad, but I was like, I can't do that. And I've always had an adventurous spirit. I tell the story about when I was a teenager. We were a few hours from New York City, and I would try to talk my friends into driving to New York City with me. So I think this is just who I was always meant to be. And unfortunately, in modern day society, nomadic life, at least like this, close to nature, really, in modern day life, unless you live in an RV or a van, how can you be a nomad? We're taught to get a job, stay at that job, not so much anymore, buy a house, and then you're tied to a 30-year mortgage, and you can't house hop. That's kind of hard, sell your house every year. You can't really do that. Or you rent, and that costs a lot of money. Our modern day life is not set up for being a nomad. So the only way you can do it is to do it like I do it, and like millions of other people are doing it. And so this is just my life. There is no hidden meaning, hidden purpose. This is just who I am meant to be. And it took years of therapy to rip off all the layers of what I thought I should be, right? And this is what my memoir is largely about. All of the things that I was running from. I was running from myself, trying to be something that didn't fit me, you know, a career woman and owning a house and upwardly mobile and networking and wearing the fancy clothes and the fancy shoes. I thought all that would make me somebody. That's a very simplistic way to look at it. I thought all that would help me escape a lot of the truths that I didn't want to face. And the thing is, once I faced those truths, once I got to the core of the onion, I was free to be whoever I was meant to be. And this is who I am meant to be. So if you are living on the road or you're thinking about living on the road, what is it? Do you think it's chasing something that is in you, that has always been in you? I mean, do you feel like being a nomad is in your DNA the way I do? Untethered, literally untethered from almost everything. I mean, you know, family is definitely a factor. Yeah, I don't want to, a factor. I had been taking a break from family ties the first few years on the road to try to, that was more, I had to do some more healing. But is that who you are meant to be? Are you just meant to be untethered, free to wander, free to roam, free to walk and explore? Or is it something else for you? Do you think it'll heal you? Do you think it'll help your mental health? Isn't it an escape? I think for a lot of people still it's an escape. I think a lot of people think, you know, we all fall into this trap. If I could just fill in the blank, I will be happier, I will be healthier, I will be freer, without realizing that work has to be done here and here. You know, yeah. You have to do the work on yourself. In a lot of cases, rather than just escape your situation. So anyway, that's my thought for today. Just wanted to share that, because I feel like that's, you know, part of the process of figuring out what is right for you and who your authentic self is figuring out, is this just an escape for me, or is this just me? And I think 9 years for me, full time, and still just feeling like I don't know when I'm going to stop. I think for me, this is just who I am, who I always was. Anyway, I am right on the edge of Death Valley. A couple miles from camp. So you can see this finger. It starts way up there past the power lines, comes all the way down. You notice anything about it? Look around. And it goes down further. I took a road up here, and I decided I want to check this out. I'm kind of up on a mesa, so I'm hoping this will give me a way down. But what I wonder, and I've said this in other videos, I read sometimes clearings like this in the desert can indicate that there used to be a settlement here, probably a Native American settlement, that over decades or centuries that they lived up here. They cleared it to live up here, even if it was nomadic, and it just, so no vegetation is growing here. So I wonder, I mean, I'm up on a mesa, great view of everything around. If I were a Native American and wanted a safe place to camp, to set up, you know, my community, something like this. So I wonder, I mean, this is very clear. There's nothing up here, no vegetation or anything. You can see, though, on the edges there are. And it could also just be that water runs off. I guess that could be it. That all the water runs off this, and so nothing grows. But, I mean, look, there's vegetation all up there. Uh-oh, might be the end of the road. I might have to do some.
Total distance 2 miles. Total time 49 minutes and 28 seconds.
Thanks, Sadie girl. Huh. Do I want to go down in the wash? Yeah, let's go down in the wash. Come on, we're going to go down here while we can. What did you find? What you eating? Crunching on something.
Well, I'm going to leave you right here for today, but I had to leave this camp in a hurry, so find out why next week. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and just because you think you subscribed once, go ahead and double check again, because people do get unsubscribed. And hey, if you haven't seen my videos in a while, that means you need to check the bell, because I do put a video out every single week, so click that bell to be notified every time I put out another video so you never miss a thing. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me, running errands, doing real life in an RV, and I will see you next week. In the meantime, be happy, be free, and be kind. Thank you for being here.